Imagine this. It's the 12th century in a quiet English village called Woolpit. Farmers are tending their fields when they stumble upon something unbelievable. Two children, a boy and a girl, hiding in a ditch. Their skin is green, their clothes are made of an unknown fabric, and they speak a language no one can understand. They refuse all food except raw beans and seem terrified of their new surroundings. Where did they come from? Were they lost travelers, otherworldly beings, or something stranger? Welcome back to our channel, where we uncover history's creepiest mysteries. Today we're diving into the bizarre tale of the Green Children of Woolpit, a medieval story that's puzzled historians, folklorists, and conspiracy theorists for centuries. Hit that subscribe button, grab a cozy blanket, and let's unravel this eerie enigma. The story of the Green Children. The tale comes from two 12th century chroniclers, Ralph of Coggeshall, who wrote Chronicon Anglicanum around 1187, and William of Newburgh, who documented it in Historia Rerum Anglicarum, 1190. According to their accounts, during the reign of King Stephen, villagers in Woolpit, Suffolk, found two children near wolf traps, pits dug to catch wolves. Woolpit, named for these traps, was a small farming community surrounded by dense forests and fields. The children were unlike anything the villagers had seen. Their skin was tinged green, and they wore strange, shimmering clothes. They spoke an unintelligible language, refusing bread and meat but eagerly eating raw green beans. The villagers, both curious and wary, took them to Sir Richard de Calne, a local knight who offered them shelter. Over time, the children adapted. The boy, weaker and sickly, died within months. But the girl survived, losing her green hue, learning English and taking the name Agnes. Agnes later shared a fantastical story. She claimed they came from a place called Saint Martin's Land, a twilight world where the sun never fully rose, and everything was green. She and her brother, she said, were herding their father's cattle when they heard bells, followed them through a cave, and emerged in Woolpit, disoriented by the bright sunlight. Agnes married a local man, possibly Richard Barr, and lived a relatively normal life, though her origins remained a mystery. Historical context and sources. The Green Children story emerges from a turbulent period in England, known as the Anarchy, a civil war between King Stephen and Empress Matilda. This chaos may explain why such a strange tale was recorded with little skepticism. People were used to upheaval. Ralph and William, both respected monks, wrote their accounts decades after the event, likely based on local oral traditions. Their chronicles are among the earliest written records of the story, lending it credibility, though neither claimed to have witnessed the events firsthand. Skeptics note that medieval chroniclers often blended fact with folklore. William of Newburgh himself admitted some stories he recorded were ridiculous, yet he included the Green Children tale, suggesting he found it compelling. The story's details, like the children's green skin and unknown language, were extraordinary but not dismissed as impossible in a deeply religious era where miracles and strange omens were widely accepted. Theories behind the Green Children. What explains the Green Children of Woolpit? Let's explore the leading theories, from the mundane to the fantastical. 1. Malnutrition or disease. One practical theory suggests the children suffered from chlorosis, a form of anemia caused by iron deficiency, which can give skin a greenish tint. Common in medieval Europe due to poor diets, chlorosis could explain their appearance. Their strange language might have been a dialect from a distant region, misunderstood by villagers. The beans-only diet could reflect familiarity with legumes or extreme hunger. However, chlorosis doesn't fully account for their alien-like clothes or Agnes's detailed story of a twilight land. 2. Lost or abandoned children. Another theory posits the children were refugees or orphans displaced by the anarchy. They might have been Flemish immigrants, common in East Anglia, who fled persecution after King Stephen's forces targeted Flemish mercenaries. Their language could have been Flemish, unintelligible to English villagers, and their green skin an exaggeration or metaphor for their foreignness. The cave story might symbolize their escape from danger, but this doesn't explain why they appeared so otherworldly to locals. 3. Folklore and symbolism. Some scholars, like folklorist John Clarke, argue the story is a myth rooted in English folklore. Green was associated with fairies and the supernatural in medieval tales, like the Green Knight in Arthurian legend. The children could represent nature spirits or changelings, common in stories about otherworldly beings replacing human children. The St. Martin's Land might symbolize the Celtic otherworld, a mystical realm accessed through caves or hills. Yet the historical specificity of Agnes's integration into society suggests more than pure allegory. 4. Ancient alien hypothesis. Conspiracy theorists propose the children were extraterrestrials, stranded on Earth after a crash or portal mishap. Their green skin, strange language, and Twilight homeland fuel speculation of an alien origin. Agnes's cave story could describe a wormhole or spacecraft, and their adjustment to Earth might reflect adaptation to a new environment. While popular in modern UFO circles, this theory lacks medieval evidence and relies heavily on sci-fi tropes. 5th Underground civilization. A fringe idea suggests the children came from a subterranean world, perhaps a lost civilization living in caverns beneath England. Agnes's description of a sunless land aligns with myths of hollow earth or underground realms. Geological features like caves in Suffolk could inspire such tales, but no evidence of such a civilization exists. Skeptical perspective. Skeptics argue the story is exaggerated folklore or a medieval urban legend. The green skin and strange language may have been embellished over generations, turning a mundane encounter, perhaps with sick or foreign children, into a fantastical tale. Ralph and William's accounts, written decades later, likely drew from hearsay, prone to distortion. The absence of physical evidence, like the children's clothes or graves, supports this view. Some historians suggest the story was a moral allegory, warning against greed or outsiders, common in medieval literature. Yet the story's persistence and the chronicler's credibility keep it alive. Agnes's documented life, including her marriage, suggests a real person inspired the tale, even if details were sensationalized. The lack of definitive proof leaves room for speculation, making it a perfect historical mystery. Cultural impact and legacy. The Green Children of Woolpit have left a lasting mark on popular culture. The story inspired novels like Randolph Stowe's Girl Green, as Elderflower, poems, and modern retellings in shows like Fate, The Winx Saga. It's a staple in paranormal podcasts, YouTube channels, and books like The Book of English Magic. The tale has been compared to other mysterious encounters, like the Man from Torred or the Caspar Hauser case, blending history with the supernatural. For Woolpit, the story is a point of pride. The village's sign features 2 green children, and local pubs like the Swan reference the legend. However, some historians, like Derek Brewer, caution against romanticizing the tale, noting it may overshadow the real struggles of medieval life. The story's blend of fact and fantasy continues to captivate, inviting us to question what's possible. The Green Children of Woolpit remain one of history's strangest unsolved mysteries. Were they sick refugees, fairy folk, or visitors from another world? Their green skin and cryptic origins defy easy answers, making their story as haunting today as it was 900 years ago. What do you think the Green Children were? Share your theories in the comments below. If you love this dive into the unknown, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell for more historical mysteries. Check out our playlist on weird medieval tales and follow us on social media platforms. Until next time, keep exploring the unexplained.